Last time on Vi Plays Create, we built up the interior to our new shop. We laid out a ton of crops, created a new airplane that will harvest our crops and trees, paved a landing strip for our airplane to take off and land on, and then we dug an underground network of rails. And then we dug some more. And then a little bit more. And then guess what? We dug some more. All in all, at the end of the day, we have a brand new tree farm up and running. It's not beautiful, but it functions, and all of our crops are getting collected here at our runway. And sometimes, well, the airplane doesn't render. Go, little bee, go. Oh, and the airplane disappears. Hey y'all, I'm Vi, and welcome back to Vi Plays Create. Today we begin doing industry. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. Gotta watch out for those saws. Those are lethal. And as you can see, the crops are coming in. The crops are coming in quickly. Maybe a little too quickly. It's kind of an issue actually, because we gotta find a way to store these or compost them or something. I definitely don't need all of these crops. In fact, I feel like I don't even need most of these crops. I just wanted food. Don't get me wrong, these are going to be very convenient to have, especially as the series goes along and we add more mods. Oh, did I not mention we were doing that? Yeah. Whenever we want to, we can add mods, because this is my mod pack. I can do whatever the heck I want. Also, that plane's gonna hit us again. We should move. It's starting up its engines. Just pretend. This is what it sounds like when an airplane takes off. And then it stops rendering. Because why? I don't know. But those issues should be solved relatively soon because, like I just mentioned, we can add mods whenever we want. And I heard a rumor that Steam and Rails has been updated. Actually, I should probably check before I just spread misinformation. It's not been updated. I've been lied to. I want to go find that Reddit post and download it to oblivion. So maybe I just cut that last segment. I don't know. Maybe we leave it because I was so joyous. Maybe it'll convince them to update the mod. Not that they need convincing. I'm sure they've been asked a million times, and we're patient for our mods. Do not badger mod makers. Do not badger mod makers about when mods are updating. Not cool. Don't do that. That's just dumb. And then it provides pressure, and like, nobody needs that in their life. These people are doing this for free. Just be patient. Be patient. And tip them when you can. Give them a little bit of money. If you can afford it, they deserve it, you know? But even if Steam and Rails were updated, it wouldn't matter. I don't have the iron to do the stuff that I need to do. Also, I hear a zombie. Ah. He's living in my walls. Maybe I should light those, actually. Either way, we need iron. We need iron for lots of things. Namely, probably vaults. We need lots of vaults because we need to store those crops, and we need to be able to process the items that are coming through. So I think we get started on an iron farm. And Create Mod has the coolest way of doing iron farms. No, I don't have to ruthlessly murder iron golems. I can get my iron from cobblestone. Or gravel. More specifically, we wash gravel. But we can produce gravel. We can produce gravel by crushing cobblestone with those things. With these guys right here, actually. And I think now we should talk a little bit about what cobblestone farm is best. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to preface this, but I wanted to go ahead and get together a little bit of a lag test for what cobblestone generator performs best. Now, I've seen a few of these different designs around. I'm not going to pretend that I followed a tutorial or anything. And wow, this is actually a little bit hard to see what's going on whenever this is on. Hold on. Let's just turn that off for a moment. Essentially, this is just a minecart contraption going back and forth, breaking cobblestone that is then regenerated by lava here. These are all lava sources, meaning that all of the blocks will flow to the side, and they touch this flowing lava source that flows all the way down to the ground right there. When this is in contraption form, it looks like this. It goes back and forth, and it just shifts back and forth and then generates the lava. I just have these two funnels here dropping the cobblestone down into a large vault, which you could then read and then power off the contraption here with one of these guys. Like, I know that somebody else has made this design before. Do I know who it was? No. This design just replicated those mechanics and stuck them into this build that I made myself. I don't know. I want to say I saw it on a Foxy No-Tail video forever ago, but it's been a hot minute. And I've gone ahead and downloaded the mod Observable, which allows you to kind of see what things are causing lag in your world. And, oh, well, it didn't say this a second ago. It said it was like 100 and something. I don't know. I just got an offline follow on Twitch. Okay, cool. It's just popped up on my Twitch chat. Anyway, sick. Thanks for the follow. Anyway, this shifting displacement cobblestone generator uses a lava source inside of tanks being pumped out with the create mod pumps to create the cobblestone. Without this hideous overlay, it looks a little bit more like this. And you can see how fast this thing is generating. This is without a doubt the fastest cobblestone generator that I've ever seen. At least one that's like, you know, somewhat resource and lag friendly. But some of the community thinks that this is a little bit cheaty since it uses a mechanic that wasn't originally intended. Now the devs have actually gone forward and said that they're not going to remove it. It's not necessarily intended, but it's not something that they think that they want to remove from the game. In fact, you can actually use this mechanic to make some pretty insane displacement tunnel bores. It's kind of crazy. I'm not going to say I cleared out the area above an ancient city in order to expose it to the sky and then, you know, made an entire base out of it. What? You can do that? And a mechanical bearing just turns the whole thing? All it costs you is hours and hours and hours and hours of your life. Yeah, I never made this into a video, so, you know, don't look out for it on my channel. Yeah, I'm not saying that I did all of that, but that's exactly what I'm saying. But I wanted to see if there was other more quote-unquote legit, this is my air quotes, this is my Minecraft air quotes, legit forms of generating cobblestone for the lag that you're producing. The observable mod shows us that that is definitely not the case. Now, obviously, this looks different now, but if I go ahead and run this again, we're going to see that this is causing 118, whatever that symbol is, per tick. And that is significantly higher than the contraption that is over here, which is currently causing, it's kind of hard to tell. In fact, it might not be possible to tell at all because there's so many things there. Essentially, this one is significantly more lag friendly and it is so much faster. So while I was going to try and do something creative and try and make my own cobblestone generator, I just don't think it's worth it. I think it's more worth it to have a better TPS, faster cobblestone generator, and just all around better design. I found this one from a creator named Triobian, and he quotes a user by the name of Cyvac on Discord. So this is not my design, but this is the one that I previously used in my Create Astral series, and the one that I think I'm going to use in this series as well. But that is enough about pre-busting lag. Back to the video. Thank you, past me. Well, now that we've got our cobblestone generator all picked out, we know which one we're going to do. I say we pick a spot to make that cobblestone generator happen. And then subsequently, I suppose, the iron farm. But as you can see here, I've cleared out even more of this area. Gone will be this very medieval, kind of weird looking Minecraft village. And in its place, something modern. Not necessarily sleek. I don't really care for the whole like hyper modern zero texture designs. Why? Can we just render, please? Oh! Oh! That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm like prot 4 on almost all my stuff. Prot 3 on the helmet, I suppose, but like 4.5 hearts. That's crazy. But yeah, this looks a little bit whack as well. Not really a retaining wall. Also, I feel like terminating right into the side of like a massive hill is probably not the best. So I think maybe we do a little bit of an airport, but like an in-ground airport that's dug into the side of the mountain. I think that would be pretty cool. What do you guys think? Doesn't matter what you think, I'm going to do it anyway because it's going to be the subject of today's video. But I still want to hear your feedback, please. Please tell me all your feedback. Don't think that I don't regard your feedback. Please tell me your feedback. Ah, a lone bee magically chopping down trees. So I say we grab our tunnel bore, pick out a spot over on the hillside right next to where our airport's going to be, and we dig out some area for a cobblestone generator. Ooh, we could also expand the tunnel bore. Ooh, I like that idea. I've got a pretty good amount of iron on me, and honestly, with all the zinc that I have, it might be relatively easy to get the andesite alloy I need as well. Do I have andesite? I do. Ooh, let's make a bunch of more drills. I want this drill by the time we're done with this series to be absolutely freaking massive. Maybe also we should get better power in this episode as well. I don't know if I can make that much progress all in the same episode. Oh wait, I already have so much andesite alloy. Nice. I forgot that was a thing. Can I just craft the drills like immediately? I have 18 casings. That would make 18 drills. Okay, wait, I just need a bunch of casing then. Gotta shreep, 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 gotta shreep. Gotta shreep, gotta shreep, gotta shreep, gotta shreep. Say that 10 times fast. That is difficult. Oh, that is the view. Coming out the door there and like, boom, there's just a friggin' airplane flying by. I hate this stops. We got to fix this stopping thing. But airplane flying around my base. Also, is there a way for me to make this go faster? It's so slow. While I pillar up here, let me know if there's any good ambient sound mods out there. I would love to have like birds chirping and things whenever I exit the workshop. Currently, I have the Sound Physics mod, Sound Physics Remastered, I think is its name. So currently I have that one, and if they're compatible, I would love that. I would love that. Is this a superior method to craft casing? Probably not. But it's really fun. Okay, how many of these can I make? 36. That's not bad. That's how many I added in the last episode, I think. That's kind of crazy, actually. Ooh, I could add even more. Ooh. Oh, 54 drills? This thing's gonna be massive. Ugh, I almost just wind charged to build up here. I need wind charges so bad. I'm too shy, but that should be an easy fix. Yes. We need to do some quick math here. 1, 2, 3. 8 times 14, 112. That is less than 2 stacks. I definitely want to be dropping all the cobblestone that we're picking up, especially since we're about to be generating it, and I don't need cobblestone. So we want to be dropping any and all cobblestone out of this. I probably don't need all of this vault here, but it's fine. Got to make sure to lock the rotation. And we pick it up. And it looks like all the drills are in the contraption. We're good to go. Now let's time lapse, shall we? Right, so now we officially have an area cleared out. Obviously, this is a lot bigger than a cobblestone generator. Obviously, but I figured we could put a lot more than just cobblestone generators here. I want to put the iron farm here and maybe a few other bits and bobs. And it'll just kind of be nice to have the space because the starter workshop is just meant to be a starter workshop. I'm not trying to cram tons and tons of farms inside that one building. That would be absolutely insane. And since we're going to have an entire airport, we might as well use the space. And I've been thinking about this a little bit more. I was talking earlier about how I wanted to do something in modern style, and I don't know if you've ever seen any of my stuff in the past, but I really like cyberpunk. And this mod pack in its current iteration isn't really suited for cyberpunk. Obviously, with just the vanilla blocks, there's a lot that I can do. But the base create mod is really good for something similar. Something a little bit more positive, maybe a little less dystopian, but solarpunk is a really great option. So obviously we're going to have a segment of the airport that's exposed to the sky, and I think we could use that for maybe some windmills and some other things that we can use to actually power some of the contraptions that are up here. And I did get a good amount of iron ore whenever we were going through and carving all of this out. So I say I go ahead and process that, and let's see about what block type we can use here. And I think I'm going to break down and finally make some goggles. I don't actually have like a trinket mod or anything like that, or curios slots, so I might just forego the helmet for a while. And as charming as it is to have all these water wheels here, these cause so much lag. Like, I am already getting 48 FPS. There's zero reason I should be getting 48 FPS. Obviously, shaders play a big part in that, but I do worry. I worry that shaders are not long for this world. Even with all the stuff I added to my PC, I tried so hard. I'm going to go ahead and grab my schematic for my cobblestone generator. Place it down in a random location. Doesn't really matter right now because we're just checking for materials. Throw that in there. I can grab this old material checklist from the airplane build. Throw that into my schematic cannon. And it's going to tell me all the materials that we're going to need. And I'm going to gather these. It's going to be pretty boring, so I'm just going to cut to whenever I'm done. Ugh, rotation speed controllers. This is just brass casing and a precision mechanism. Ugh, great. All right, and I figure I might as well craft a bunch of these so that at least I have them so I can stop having to craft precision mechanisms every episode on demand. Bulk crafting is just kind of the way it goes. It's just the better move. Also, I'm gonna need so many vaults, and I just realized that I don't have that many. Or how many do I need? 81. 81 times 2 is 160. That's a lot of iron. Oof. And I kind of forgot to talk about this while I was recording, but essentially this is a precision mechanism sequence. I'm using the vault in the back to actually send the item back to the front. It's just kind of the most efficient and compact way to do it. I can't remember who I originally saw this design from, but the barrel on the left is where you input your gold sheet. The deployers do all the work. It sends it around through the item vault and drops it in the hopper at the end. Oh my gosh, 5 for 5 on precision mechanisms. That is huge. Nice. And I've got one more, might as well. Dang, 6 for 6 is crazy. And I don't want to use up all of these. I'm going to make the 2 that I need, but I'm going to try and keep precision mechanism on hand so that if I need them more later on, I'll have them. So now I should be able to craft 2 of these. Put those in there. And a vault is 2 sheets of iron. Is this all of my iron? Even after processing all that stuff that I had a few minutes ago. Yikes. Set this for raw iron and copper. Okay, I kind of wonder, is there any chance I have some iron in here? Oh wait, this is not connecting. Ooh, lots of copper. Lots of copper. Okay, it turns out we do have the iron we need. I just didn't think we did. That is 83. There's our 81 vaults. And we still have a good stockpile of iron. Oh, that is so nice. I thought we were going to be out of stuff, but the tunnel bore came in clutch. All right, so now let's go ahead and grab our schematic cannon, our go-kart, and let's find a new location for this cobblestone generator, and then subsequently the iron farm. So I want this area to actually be up a block, so we want to be able to step up into the actual airport itself. So that's why I dug it at this height instead of down one. But what I think I can do is I can go ahead and set this down right here. Also, I just came up with this the other day. You know how I wanted this to be my project barrel? All I gotta do is set that down right there, and it's right next to that, and I'm just good to go. Actually, awesome. All right, so this is the height that we're looking at. Ooh, I'm actually kind of wondering if I should have made this a little taller. We're doing this in the area where it's, free up above. If I want to make that area taller, I totally can. So I actually wanted it to have this up a block because the iron farm that I'm using is going to be set down pretty low. And I believe that's everything we need done right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in here, grab you some gunpowder, and just press play. All right, and that looks like it is complete. All right, looks like all the pumps are facing the right direction. We still have to get some lava inside these, but I believe that's everything. We got to get water in here still, but that should be no problem. Time to do my favorite little trick. Ask me when I'm going to shut up about this. Ask me. Go ahead. Never. I'm never going to shut up about this. That should be waterlogged. Nice. All right, that is the lava sources in place. That's all of that encased. And last but certainly not least is the power source. We need to give this thing power. It's funny, it doesn't require a lot of power. It just has to be able to move a contraption. Therefore, like, it requires almost no power to actually generate the cobblestone. But the pumps, on the other hand, the pumps cost 8 SU per pump because this is actually slowed way down on this end over here. It's at 8 RPM. So what I'm thinking is we could just go ahead and bite the bullet and go ahead and install a windmill. A shameful period of time later. 58 plus 4. 58 plus 6. That is enough. I had the one light gray sheep that was in the pen with them, and I just decided to dye these because I was sick of waiting. And for now, I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on this windmill. I don't think I'm going to care so much about the design. I just want this to be in place and generating cobblestone. This should be... Ooh, that's a generating some cobblestone. All right, I went ahead and changed this threshold switch so that it's going to turn the power on whenever we hit 370 stacks, and it'll turn it back off again once we dip below 350. And that is going to power this redstone link right here, which is just essentially a wireless redstone connector. We can assign it a frequency, and right here you can see that I've used cobblestone and cobblestone for both frequencies, meaning that whenever I go over to here, you can see that redstone link, which has been set to receive mode with that little receiver right there. All you have to do to put that in receive mode is to shift right click with an empty hand, or you can use a wrench. Oh, and it looks like we've actually filled up on cobblestone already. It's kind of crazy. And both of these frequencies here are set to cobblestone as well. And you can see that on the side right here, it looks like, oh wait, at or above 370. I'm currently at 371 stacks. Oh wait, I probably should raise this. I forgot. The max stacks is 1600, so maybe I should raise this to like... We'll max it out at 1500 and then we'll bring it back online once we dip below like, I don't know, like 1000. And that should give us a good amount of cobblestone backstock. And now I can grab that same schematic that we were just using, reassign it to be the iron farm that I cooked up, and I can throw this one down in the world as well. So once I scroll this into place right here, we know the area that we need to dig out. That should be easy enough to do. Let me grab my tunnel bore. Yoink! And while this thing might be a little bit laggy while it runs, one of the best parts about it is that it doesn't run for very long because of how fast it is. It's kind of awesome. Is that gonna miss? Yeah, it should be fine. It should be getting really close now. Yeah, we're about to pass this finish line. And we won't be running for cobblestone for a good long while. 500 stacks of cobblestone is kind of crazy. There you go. And it just shuts off. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. And this is where our iron farm would sit. I don't love how far down it is, which is making me rethink the whole no belts thing already. I didn't really consider this too heavily, but I know I'm going to need all these components. So what I might do is I might go ahead and throw this inside my schematic cannon here, so at least I can get a count of what all I need. And then we can go craft these components if we don't have them. And I do think I'm going to probably end up redesigning this a little bit in-world so that we're not having to step down into the iron farm to collect iron. I can see how that's going to be very annoying. Oh, he's picking up the storage room. You know what that means. Crafting. Montage. Ooh, crafting montage. I don't really have the rest of the song. Also, I don't want to get copyright strikes. Although now that it's part of the Minecraft OST, I wonder how they're going to handle that. That's a good question. If you don't know how copyright law works, essentially Minecraft has its entire OST, which is the original soundtrack, not necessarily public domain, but they don't strike you if you have it in your videos. I use them a lot for cinematics and things like that, and it's pretty convenient. A lot of the Minecraft OST is really catchy and nostalgic. Since I am actually the one performing it, technically it probably falls under fair use somewhere, since I am actually a performing artist, or it could be parody because, you know, it's not the real lyrics and it's meant to be humorous. But let's be honest, YouTube don't care about that crap. But if you haven't heard, Minecraft just announced that they're adding a new music disc to the game. That music disc uses the same tune from Lava Chicken, which is in the Minecraft movie. Since that property's owned by Warner Brothers, I kind of wonder, are they going to allow that to be in people's videos now? Is that a thing? I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, but I suppose they kind of have to, right? Fun fact about Vi, I actually went to school for music. More specifically, music business, but I won't get into that. I have been gabbing for like a minute and a half, and this crafting montage still isn't over. That is crazy. That's crazy. Ooh, crafting montage, tasty as hell. It's fine, I'll spare you the rest. I know you've probably heard it a million times in YouTube Shorts. God, that song is absolutely rampant. Don't check the sound. Don't check the sound. That's a niche little joke for you doom scrollers out there. Mm-hmm. Aren't you telling them that you're also a doom scroller? Shut up, other me. Be honest with me. Be honest with me right now. Have you watched anything in the past few minutes? I don't think you have. I'm calling you out. Okay. I believe I have everything I need. Well, I have everything that I mocked up in my creative test world for the other version of the Iron Farm. I do think we're going to have to do a bit of redesigning just because it's... Dang it. Just because it's like, I think a little too low to the ground. I don't really like that about it, sitting like way down deep in the ground like that. So I'm going to grab this schematic and use it as a template, but I don't think I'm going to build it this exact same way. Oh look, it's voiceover Vi. I'm back. Digging out the hole below where the iron farm is going to sit was completely useless. I'm just going to lay out a bunch of cobblestone so I can stand up here. And in an effort to try to avoid using belts, I use item drains. I keep getting these advancements that I've already gotten. Why? And it goes down. Why? Why would I have done that? What you're hearing right here is me realizing I spent hours of my life making an iron farm that didn't even make sense. Did it function? Yes, somehow. But right here, you can see me completely giving up and scrolling the schematic out of the way. We're going to use these smart chutes to drop the flint down and out of the farm to burn in some lava. Aesthetically, I just prefer using frame trapdoors whenever I do anything with lava because, ooh, pretty orange light. And I'm running all three of these belts into one vault, taking all of the iron nuggets that we're getting from washing them right here into one storage that we can then send to a location to be compacted into ingots. And I will die on this hill. Vaults are one of the best ways to move items in the Create mod. Since we don't want to be sending cobblestone to the crushing wheels all the time, we're going to go ahead and set these up with some redstone links. We're going to set the frequency to iron nugget, and later on we'll actually set those up to be receiving redstone links. I just kind of forgot. And here I'm going to use cobblestone to cover up my mistakes. Shh, nobody has to know. From the vault where we're collecting all the iron nuggets, we can send those over into a basin where we can then compact them and send them on to be collected in this larger vault here as iron ingots. Vaults are great for storing items, but unfortunately you can't really access them. So what I usually do is I'll place a depot next to my vault and then a brass funnel facing outward, meaning that I can collect a stack of them at a time. Revisiting those redstone links from earlier, we can take a threshold switch, set it to a certain threshold, and then we can make sure that we're not collecting any more iron beyond a certain point. And you can't convince me that the devs have not watched my videos. They added the kathunk that I asked for. That is a joke. I have zero clout. In fact, we're almost at 400 subscribers, so if you want to subscribe, you should do that. Okay, and that, in general, is the gist of the iron farm. Now, this connection right here is what I kind of changed from the schematic that I had over there. I don't know if this is going to automatically feed into the crushing wheels whenever they're on their side like that. I kind of hope it does, but I also am not 100% sure. If it doesn't work out, what I might have to do is I might have to shift everything over a block so that I can add another fluid drain and then another set of funnels to feed into this center segment right here. Because little known fact about crushing wheels, technically there's a block right here in the center. If you've ever played Create with Jade Mod or Wayla, whatever you want to call it, enabled, you can actually look in between these two blocks and there's like a ghost block. It's the block that actually processes these goods and it sits in between the two crushing wheels. So you can actually take a funnel and you can run it right into the side of that block. It doesn't look like it's there, but it's definitely there. So what I might end up having to do is adding another row of these that feed further into that block. But now we just have to hook up all the power to this and see if that's enough. I don't think it is. In fact, I'm almost sure it's not. Okay, it's 8,000 stress units and I'm pretty sure I need like 12. And you know what I also just realized? This entire area is supposed to be up a block. Yeah, I'm going to take all this down. Okay, so I've moved it all up a block. So now the finished floor should actually sit up one higher than this, right where this dirt is right now, meaning that all of this is now at like a maintainable height. While it's a little bit spread out, I think it looks aesthetically pleasing, which I think is kind of the most important thing that I'm trying to go for here. Now all we have to do is make sure all of this is connected to power. So I can run some encased chain drives up. These all three need to be going the same direction for sure. If I extend this belt one, I can go ahead and throw a shaft back behind here. I can do a vertical gearbox here with some shafts upward. I can do my fancy slowy downy encased chain drive right here with a lever for power. Add another gearbox there. More gearboxes. More encased chain drives. More shafts. And actually, let's swap this to one of those speedy uppy slowy downy encased chain drives. So we're actually slowing it down for the fans, and then we speed it back up for the press. We can go ahead and chuck on a large cogwheel, and I'm going to make up a rotation speed controller. And I think that's everything. Okay, that is all rotating the correct direction. Let's go ahead and give this... Yep, didn't think so. Those are 1,000 each, so that's 8,000 in total, which means that as soon as this kicks on, the whole thing is going to lock up, which means we need more windmills. Or we could just do the thing that I prepared for and just make some steam engines. All right, these things aren't going to break any records. They're just 2x2s with some steam engines on top, and we're using campfires for heat, so I literally think I'm only going to get a couple thousand stress units out of each of these. And these are extra ironic because I have to use a power source to use a power source, if that makes sense. Like, I need water wheels in order to make the steam engines work. That is enough, definitely enough water, but the heat still sucks. I think that's okay. Let's just see how much stress we get out of these. I'm now generating 2,000 stress units for each of these. Yeah, if you didn't catch that, I actually expanded those to be 3x3s for no reason because I'm going to revert it later. I'm going to change it back to 2x2s because it doesn't actually matter. Don't ask me why I did it. I have no idea. That is the belts connected up there. The real question is, are the fans all moving in the correct direction? Which I guess it doesn't matter too much which direction they face. And I should just be able to do this. And those all should be washing. Sounds like it. And we've already gotten our first iron nuggets into here. Beautiful. Oh yeah, probably should put an input on this. And just to be 100% sure, we want to make sure that we're only making ingots with that. That is working swimmingly. I need to get some lava still. Because, yeah, those. That is one iron farm completely done. We're officially disposing of all of the flint, which we don't have to forever. I actually kind of set this up in a way where we can actually just pull from the bottom here. Kind of forgot about that, but we should be able to pull the bottom of the belts right here. We should be able to drop that onto a depot and then maybe insert that into another vault right there. Actually, not right there. It would look a little something like that, but we take some funnels off of the belt right there, pulling only the flint, and then we could send those into another vault to make sure that we're storing those as well. But for now, we don't need the flint, so I'm going to dispose of the flint. And it looks like we're rocking with about 14,000 stress units. I can't leave this farm looking like this. It's completely undecorated, and that's disgusting. So I think it's time to do a little bit of decoration. So I have a thought. I would like to use limestone in the airport. Problem number one, I'm out of limestone. But in the first episode, there was a little bit that I didn't show y'all, and I got some honey, and I melted it down, and I now have a bucket of honey from these lovely little bees down here. I just grabbed a few bottles from them, and obviously one of them is now piloting the airplane. So, you know, we know that they've been there. I just didn't really talk about it. And if you didn't know, you can actually generate limestone with honey touching lava. And I think I want to put up a little bit of a limestone generator. So while we're building up there, we can actually generate the limestone that we need. And I should just be able to set this up right next to a drill, and it'll just kind of infinitely mine this. And with the new changes to cobblestone generation in the create mod, if I put a chute right below the limestone block right here, it actually won't cause the breaking animation, and it actually reduces lag by quite a bit. It's something I didn't really talk about earlier whenever I was discussing the merits of using a cobblestone generator that might produce less lag. Technically, they've made some changes. Were those changes really worth it in my mind? No, I'm going to use the displacement generator. It's just better. Also, yes, I did organize my my valuables chest, making my life significantly easier. And I should be able to throw this together fairly easily. Okay, that should be the long and short of it. I think that is kind of just how it's going to be. I was going to try and use the fact that honey flows slightly faster than lava to try and touch the lava, but it looks like that's not really going to pan out. There might be a way to do it, but I'm not going to spend any more time on this. So, but yeah, as you can see, this is going to regenerate. Now, if I go ahead and hook up on the backside here, that right there, that is going to start automatically breaking all of our limestone. Now, what I'm thinking is I should probably make that a clutch, run a comparator output out of this, and run it right into the clutch to make sure that if this is full, we stop generating limestone. And I'm probably going to make it like a double chest. I feel like that's probably a better idea than a barrel. And then so long as there's a block like right there, but we only want this to output a signal whenever there's like, it's full. We need a power strength of 15 into the side of this. Yeah. So once this is completely full, it'll go ahead and turn on the comparator, which is going to depower this, repower this, and then up on top there, you can see there's the clutch. But this block right here, it's going to draw power from that, and it's going to turn off, meaning that will never really overflow. But like, look at this. We're already getting in like a good amount of limestone. I did that thing where I was recording, and then I kept recording, and I kept recording, and I didn't edit. And now I have way too much footage. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Not with a full build done or anything like that, but we got the cobblestone farm complete today. We got the iron farm complete today, and you're getting a little bit of spoilers for the next episode because your boy is out of time. I'm going to go ahead and take a schematic of my iron farm that I've done right here, and I'm going to throw it up on my Discord if you want to go check it out. Ooh, I am probably really screwing up the timeline of my next episode by doing this, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just start it off with a big time-lapse of me doing the entirety of the airport. That way you won't feel like I've spoiled too much in the next episode. But I'm going to quit gabbing at you. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, do it. And I'll see you in the next one. Is he going to put something clever at the end of the video? You never know. You never know if what is he going to do? It's like a Marvel movie up in this.